What's going on, everybody? It's just another day in the kitchen, back with another episode, and in today's video we're taking an updated look at Kanye West's already controversial upcoming album Vultures and explaining why it's been delayed yet again. Now, if you're like me, you were eagerly awaiting the release of this album this past December 15th. However, in true Kanye fashion and style, he decided to push it back and delay it yet again, which left many of us fans looking at our streaming devices like Drake here super confused. And before we get started, I want to give a special shout out to my homie Strain Beats for cooking up the beats for this video. Make sure you guys follow him, and while you're here, you might as well drop a like and subscribe and join our free Discord. And shout out to all of you guys for running up this last video where I explained the controversy surrounding this album. It's my best performing video to date and I'm super thankful. Now, it was at the start of this video that I mentioned that this upcoming Vultures album has been delayed again, with the newest album release date unfortunately being updated now to January 12, 2024, which is still quite a ways away. And although I saw some rumors online mentioning this new delay, I didn't want to believe it myself until I saw tydollasign post this Instagram story, which also shows that it's now coming January 12, 2024. And in case there was any confusion, or maybe I was just reading too deep into tydollasign's Instagram story, we also got another reputable source, being Yeezy Mafia, who tweeted this new updated release date as well. And while doing my research for this video, I also came across this Instagram comment to Malik Yusuf, who's part of Kanye's camp, where they mentioned that the hype for the album's dying down. Malik goes on to mention that the album's allegedly releasing on the 31st of December, but I guess it's anyone's guess. And while most of the time you can trust the information coming from the people around the artists themselves, this is Kanye, of course, that we're talking about, so apart from praying and sacrificing something to the Yeezy gods here, I don't know that we're going to get much more information. Now, something that I did find very interesting while also researching this video is the fact that apparently vinyls are already shipping out for Vultures. And I thought that that was very interesting, given that the fact that they are still sitting on the website and available for purchase. Now, seeing that online, I decided I wanted to test this myself and see if they were still available, and sure enough, at the time of this recording, you can still actually purchase this, which is just so interesting and curious to me, given that we've seen videos of Kanye and his team working on the album after the listening party. So it makes me wonder what version of this you'll end up getting and what version of the album they ended up pressing. And something else I thought of is I wouldn't be surprised if this created some new demand amongst his fans, as some of these vinyls will feature songs that weren't cleared on the final version, such as New Body. If you're not familiar, Nicki Minaj doesn't plan to clear her feature, so I'm curious if that will actually make it on the vinyl for the people that have purchased so far. Now, in addition to the obvious issues surrounding song clearances and sample clearances that can delay a traditional album, there are also some theories that Kanye wanted to avoid dropping on specific dates. And it was at his most recent Vultures listening party where he made up with his protege Kid Cudi, who's got his own album Insano supposed to drop this upcoming January 12th. So I'd love to know what you guys think. And as for another artist that Kanye may be delaying his album for, it's gotta be none other than Playboi Carti, whose highly anticipated album I Am Music is supposed to allegedly drop this upcoming January 5th. Now, if you haven't been paying attention, the two have been increasingly working together and cooking up some heat over the past year and a half or two. And whenever I see them together, honestly, I can't help but think about this post of Playboi Carti's which mentioned Kanye asking him to go on tour together. Just imagine if the two of them were to go on tour in 2024, and I'd love to know in the comments if you'd attend that and how lit you think that would be. And to further prove that this Vultures album is still being worked on and looks like it is still coming to fruition, I actually found this video from the digital artist who created the digital artworks for streaming. If you're not too familiar on platforms such as Spotify, when you listen to some artists' albums, some of the artworks end up moving, such as this, so I thought that this was a cool way to show that they were still actually working on this album. Now, although there's been pretty much radio silence out of Kanye over the last couple of days, his camp has still been putting out updates, with the latest news being the announcement of the Yeezy drone, which looks to be a new city Kanye plans to build in the Middle East on over 100,000 acres. And if you've been following Kanye throughout his career, you know that city building is nothing new for him, when it was only in 2022 where he patented the term Yeeco for his plans to build his own brand new city, and honestly I wouldn't be surprised if this is on the agenda for him in 2024. Now, with all that being said, in terms of the delays and sample clearance issues, I'm very curious what the final track list will end up looking like. And I'm also curious what songs will end up getting cut from it and which ones will end up getting added. Now, in terms of merch updates, I am excited to share the following information, which apparently comes from a conversation with Yeezy Supply or Kanye's website itself. They go on to mention that the Vultures merch should be shipping within 2 to 4 weeks and the Yeezy pods anywhere between 8 and 12. And given now that we've seen more photos of Kanye wearing unreleased Vultures merch, I would say with confidence that we'll probably be seeing some new merch released when the album does officially release. This piece that he's wearing right here, of course, comes from this album cover from Playboi Carti's post, and I honestly don't mind this album cover, and I almost kind of wish this one was the original. And I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments and which one you guys prefer. Now, in addition to the piece that we just previewed that was black and white that Kanye was wearing, we've also seen him now preview some all red Vultures merch, which honestly looks pretty hard. Myself, I don't wear a whole lot of white, so I wasn't too keen on picking up some of the Vultures pieces on his Yeezy website. However, I would be more inclined to pick up perhaps some of these all red pieces, and I'd love to know if you guys are vibing with these a little bit more yourselves. Now, overall, this rollout has been definitely interesting and a bit exhausting, and I can definitely understand and relate to why Ty Dolla feels the way he does in this photo right here. And again, I'd love to know what your guys' thoughts are. I think as fans at this point, we're all just kind of strapped in for the ride, and all you can kind of hope for is that it does come out sooner rather than later, and knowing him, it will be of course fire. Now, I do hope we also get another listening party that previews perhaps the updated track list, which would also give us an idea of who else is also featured on this album. And I do want to point out that although there was the initial Vegas listening party, it was a bit of a technical disaster and started way late, so I don't think everybody was able to appreciate it to the fullest. And with all that said and done, I think that this is a classic album rollout for Kanye. Vultures already is disruptive, it's creative, and it's got people talking, and I feel like it's right up his alley. And I know it's been hard to support him lately as a fan sometimes, so I wanted to share my favorite quote of his.
Go listen to all my music. It's the codes of self-esteem. It's the codes of who you are. If you're a Kanye West fan, you're not a fan of me, you're a fan of yourself. You will believe in yourself. I'm just the espresso. I'm just a shot in the morning to get you going, to make you believe that you can overcome that situation that you're dealing with all the time.
Can I ask you a question about that?
Now, it has been many years since Kanye did that Zane Lowe interview, and he has done and said many out-of-pocket things since then, but one thing remains constant about him. He always believes in himself, and I hope that's something that you take away from this video. Now, if you like this kind of Kanye-related content and you'd like to see the controversy surrounding some of his older merch and eras, such as the Pablo and Yeezus eras, so I'll go ahead and include those videos in the description for you to check out. If you made it this far in the video, let me know what you guys think and who you would like to see me cover next. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe and join our free Discord so you can share the pain while we wait for this new Vultures album. And although I'm not happy about this new delay, I do hope we get to enjoy it together on January 12th. And with that, thank you so much for cooking with the kitchen. Remember to stay safe out there, guys. Let me know what you'd like to see me cover next. And as always, remember, it's lit, straight up, and peace.